So I've done my sewing and my arrow is complete. So now I'm going to add a solvent transfer image, which I thought I would show you how to do. If you're going to use text, for example, you can't use, if you're going to put this directly onto here, it will of course print in reverse and back the front. So if you were wanting to use text as a photocopy transfer, or as a solvent transfer is the other name for this, you would need to reverse your printing so that when it is transferred onto the paper, it will be in the right direction. So you'll need to use a laser printer. That's the only thing that will work that the way I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a pattern, and you can see it's a very graphic kind of pattern. I do find anything that is like images of photographs tend to be a bit too tonal, don't always transfer very well, but you're welcome to try that out if you want to. I like using fairly graphic things like this that are quite easy to transfer and very strong, so they work really well. So I'm going to lay it down, facing down onto my page, using some tape, using scissors of course. Don't want to break the teeth. And just using a small amount of tape on here, holding it in place so that I can lift it up during the transfer process so that it doesn't move around. If you don't want to use tape, then you could use something quite heavy to sit on there again, like we were doing with printmaking. Now, the things I'm going to use are a clean rag, a spoon, moving the other things away, and orange power, which is made by Planet Arc. It's called Sticky Spot and Goo Dissolver. Can be found in most common supermarkets. It's quite inexpensive. It usually costs between $5 and $6, I think, for one of these bottles. And it's quite strong smelling, so I advise you to use this when you're outside, or use it if you can outside. If you're inside using it, have the windows open and have it well ventilated. If you are somebody who's a bit allergic to very strong chemical smells, I probably wouldn't advise you to do it. Now, I'm just going to apply a few drops. You don't want to use too much. Too much and you'll find that it will flood the paper that you're going to put this on, and the ink will then start to go all squishy. So you want to keep it nice and clean lines. It's a good idea also, I don't always do the whole image in one go, so I'll do it in sections. So I'll start with a smaller amount and rub it thoroughly so that you can see the image coming through on the other side. So let it sit for a second, and then I'll start to rub it so that the ink transfers off this paper and onto the paper underneath. I use the sort of an edge. I use a bit of pressure, not too much pressure, but enough so that that ink will be transferred. I'm just running it up to the line of the middle page, and I just do it gradually. Don't try and do it all at one go. You have to be patient. And also, as it is a wet substance, it can make the paper start to break down. So just do it gradually and thoroughly. You can look at what you're doing as you go along. If there isn't a lot of ink in the original photocopy, it won't be so strong. But so I'll continue doing this, and I'll just see how we go. But it's just another way of adding something into your books if you want to. So it's another option.